It's Tuesday, September 23rd, and we finally got the weather I've been hoping for. We had a big thunderstorm come through yesterday, and it switched from being in the mid 80s for the last like 3 weeks, and now it's a high of 67 today. I think a low in the low 50s for the next week, I think. But with that big weather push, everything switched from like southeast winds to northeast, northwest. First real cold front of the season, I guess you could say. But I'm feeling good about it. I'm excited. I think we'll see deer for sure. But I just hope that I can get a shooter close enough to be able to put a shot on something. I just watched a buck, probably 80, 90 yards, cut across. There was just a little gap in between the bushes. I seen a tree raking. I'm like, that's gotta be a deer. Sure enough, rack popped up. Cut across this little 10-yard gap. Nice buck. Looked like an 8-pointer. I don't think it was the one that I seen last week, but still looked like a nice buck.
Top of the morning. It is October 12th, and currently about 20 after 5 right now. I am about 5-10 minutes away. Plan is to go back into that same tree, and all the ag is to the north and to the east, and we have a northeast wind, which is pretty rare to get anything coming out of the east. Definitely this time of year. So I'm going to try to capitalize on that, and I've never hunted this property in the morning, so I have no idea what to expect, but I know there's bucks that use it. I know there's does that use it, but I do not have a doe tag for this county. So I'm going for anything with antlers on its head. I'm not going to be insanely picky, just because I want to be able to film other people and go out and waterfall hunt and do some other things. But I made a goal to myself, and I really want to shoot a buck this year with the bow, so I've been pretty persistent in trying to get out there.
I wish I could have gotten better video of that buck. But I just got done with the interview talking about I was waiting for the mid-morning movement. I thought that'd be a good time. And there's a private ag field just to the north, and I turn and look, and here he comes, walking straight into the bedding, coming out of that corn. I'm like, all right, sweet, you know, maybe he'll cut at an angle across this bedding. No, he comes straight south and then turns and comes straight at the tree I'm in. And I'm like, he's gonna hit my trail in. Walks right to my trail, 30 yards behind a bush, and I grab my bow and I'm sitting there, I'm trying to film him, but there's still a big canopy on this tree and there's branches everywhere, and my camera is lower than where, you know, it's about waist height when I'm standing up. So it's trying to film like through this stuff right here, and it's just too thick, and he's standing there and I'm trying not to move because he's looking around trying to figure out whatever, you know, whatever that scent is, whatever's making that scent. So then he turns and starts going north towards that trail me and Vince were sitting on, and same stuff, he's trying to get through there. I get my bow, I'm trying to finagle the camera on, and it just doesn't happen. And this camera arm, it just creaks a whole lot. I'm not sure if, you know, he just heard that, and, you know, the combination of that, which isn't a natural sound out here, and then with, you know, the scent of my trail in, he just took a couple bounds. I try to get on him, and then he hits that trail, and yeah, he's just standing there staring at me for a while. And then just bounds off. It's the morning of October 28th, and this is gonna be the last morning of this little cold front that we had pushed through. The next 3 days are gonna be a big warm spell coming with lows back into the high 60s, low 70s, and high winds. So we're gonna have to change up the game a little bit on how we've been hunting, but I'm sitting in that same spot that I was a couple days ago where I had all those does worked through, and it was just an absolute pain getting in here in the morning. I tried to get in here as early as I could, but I should have been in here earlier, because right at first light I was getting everything kind of finished, setting up, bows on the ground, don't even have my camera arm on yet, and I can hear something come running through these woods. For sure it was deer, and I just froze in my tracks for a little bit. And sure enough, I see a big body flashing through the trees in front of me about 40 yards, and next thing you know, just this absolute brute walks out and just skirts the edge of this thick stuff, which if it was daylight, I would have had a 40-yard shot on him, perfect broadside. You know, it's still that dark, gloomy part of the morning where you can't really see that well in these cameras. They just don't shoot that well at that far. I could have tried something, but I didn't want to move. I didn't want to make any noise because it's pretty quiet this morning. The wind is really just non-existent right now. So my hope was to let him work off, finish getting set up quick, do a rattle in sequence, grunt at him, and see if he comes back in. But he hit his nose to the ground, just kind of cruising, so that's a good sign that hopefully these bucks in here are starting to cruise, starting to rut. And this is a really big doe bedding area, and I specifically wanted to target that around the pre-rut just because I think let these does come all work back into this bedding area and lay down, and hopefully that gets these bucks up cruising through this stuff. just like that. Changed my whole outfit. But I actually ended up getting down. I had to go and get a phone charger because I forgot to plug my phone in last night, and it was like 5%, so it was getting pretty low, and it was only about 1 o'clock. And you know, usually I wouldn't really care if my phone's dead, but I hump on myself a lot, and you know, just in case I were to fall or something or get hurt, I would be able to at least call. But you know, and you get phone games and all that stuff too, so there's a little bit of benefits to it. But you know, the whole saving your life part, that should take priority over games. But they're like a solid line. But it's about 3 o'clock right now, maybe a little after, and I'm back up sitting. The wind actually shifted a little from southwest to like southeast, which is even better for this spot because my access is from the northwest, so it's just blowing back the same direction that it was when I was walking, or it's blowing back the same direction that I came in on. But now that all these leaves are falling, there's a big wood thicket in the middle of this marsh, and that's the same direction that that buck headed. So I've had some other bucks come from that general direction, hunt in the afternoon, so I'm hoping there's some bucks bedded back into that marsh, and they're gonna just filter through to go out to some ag. And there's a bunch of doe bedding pretty much on the south and the north side of me, and a little bit farther to the west, so they might even get up and start cruising. But that's the game plan. Hopefully I can have one get close enough and I can stick an arrow in them. No way. Oh, please tell me you're going. Oh my God. Well, I just shot a buck. But I just made the biggest rookie mistake. Oh my God. I turned my camera on. I went to hit manual focus. I stopped recording. This is the exact reason I put this GoPro on my head. Oh, I'm so thankful I had this GoPro going. Man, I worked so hard for these deer. Oh. It wasn't one of the magnums that, you know, we've been chasing, but it was a nice buck. Really nice buck. And I mean, I'm leaving for Kansas in 2 weeks. I got my buddy Vince I'm trying to hunt and film with. I got my brother I'm trying to hunt and film with. I got Victor I'm trying to hunt and film with. And just to grind it out on new properties. Oh, man. Whew.
All right, buddy. What are we doing? What's shaking? What's baking?
We found him.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. So he came down, like, there's this old creek bottom down there, and where I was sitting, I got a path straight to that creek bottom, and it's like 25 yards to the middle of the creek bottom. And he was just closer to my bank, and he was just sitting there drinking. But if he would have came up, which, you know, ideally could have been a better shot, but
Oh, man, no, you pegged him.
yeah, I shot him on a frontal. He was down drinking, and his head was turned to the right, but his body was shifted straight at me, so it opened up the whole side of his throat pretty much, and I just shot right through there. I took my time trying to aim, and I just like tried to calm myself down, made a good shot. I mean, he was dead instantly, but
You made the best shot with what you were given. Honestly, you really did. You made I mean, that was the only shot you had.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really big bucks cruising around through here, but like I was saying, I leave for Kansas on the 9th to start my new adventure, and then, you know, I'm trying to film Vince shoot his buck. I'm trying to film my brother shoot a buck.
That's
trying to film my buddy Victor shoot a buck.
Yeah,
so
big.
we're just trying to get as much down as we can. But I'm absolutely just thrilled with that buck. I mean, you know,
yeah, that is a nice
by any
dude.
means,
We've been
man.
grinding, Aaron.
Yes, the first time I stepped foot on this property, I saw a buck, and I think it was end of August, early July, somewhere around there. But I mean, we've just been picking away at this, and I pushed back into this thicket, and this was my second sit in this thicket, and I saw 2 bucks. One was a really nice buck this morning, and then this guy came down. I think he actually worked a scrape and then came right down into that creek, because I could hear him over here. I just couldn't figure out where it was coming from with the wind, but I'm just absolutely stoked.
Literally had a conversation about
So
this
stoked.
spot right before it happened, like just about something like this, and it's a nice deer, man.
I'm thrilled with it, man.
Dude,
The amount of work
Yeah.
we put in for these things, dude.
Seriously, man, it makes it that much better. Nice deer, buddy.
You know, everyone goes after these magnums, but I like those bone and cricket bucks, you know,
Bone and
way
cricket.
easier dragging.
Never heard of it. You know, Boone and
Yeah,
Crockett. What's
it's
that?
An elite hunter class. Yeah.
Boone and Crockett. What's
Look
that? We're
up.
talking bone and cricket. You can do it.
Well, we got it out of the woods, and I'm stoked about it. It's been a long time coming. Vince and myself have been looking at these specific properties since end of July, early August, and I'm not sure if that's one of the bucks I seen earlier in the year. It might have been the same one I watched walk down that trail and go out into the corn. I got to look at the footage, but I'm not sure. But other than that, every buck I have seen here, I've never seen the same buck twice. So I'm pretty excited about that, and I'm happy to finally knock that buck tag, because now I leave for Kansas. Vehicle's always messing up anyways. But I leave for Kansas November 9th, and I'll be gone to the end of January. I'll be back for a couple days, might try to fill some doe tags, but now I can focus on filming Vince, focus on filming my brother, and then Victor's got off all next week, so I'll be running around with him and hopefully be able to film 3 bucks get tagged before I head out to Kansas. But you know, it's not one of the magnums that we have been getting on camera walking around out here and I've been seeing, but I'm just absolutely thrilled to knock my tag with that buck. It's been a long time coming, a lot of work went into that buck, so I'm extremely blessed to be doing that, and blessed to be doing this with a good friend and my brother. So that's gonna wrap this one up, and hopefully we can bring you some more buck tags before I head out to Kansas, but catch you guys on the next one.